First, though, after tragic circumstances left our next guest homeless at just 15 years old, he went into survival mode, which prompted him to start his very own gardening business.
Well, 19 companies and a collaboration with Sir Richard Branson later, Simon Squibb is now a millionaire who dedicates his life to helping people's dreams become reality.
Excuse me, do you guys have a dream?
She has a dream.
You have a dream?
I do have a dream.
What is it?
I want to be a singer.
Okay, sing.
Oh no, I'm shy. That's why my dream hasn't become reality.
9.4 million people follow me online. Last video got 65 million views. This is your chance to get noticed, get followers, and your dream to begin. So sing.
Well, the money that you give me is my business money.
Yes. What business would you do?
A pastry shop.
Oh, lovely. If you cook me and my team some pastries, and I like them, I'll fund your shop.
What?
We have approval from the big boss. Okay, tell me your dream.
My dream is to make a clothing brand. I haven't gotten like the registering or like trademark for it yet.
Here's the money for the trademark. So you've got some money to start your dream. Delete those games, by the way. Don't play those anymore. They're going to distract you. Business manager, right? There we go. Done. A business is born.
They're amazing, amazing videos. So I urge you to go online and find Simon and watch some of the videos. He's penned his first book as well, What's Your Dream? And you join us now this morning. Simon, lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good morning.
I've been watching your videos for a couple of years now. They've been popping up on my feed. I'm always fascinated by where the essence of what your question comes from and your history. Because, as we said in the introduction, you're a very successful businessman, family man, but your story is not an easy one, is it? You sort of had a great upbringing, but then suddenly this tragedy in your teenage years. Just explain a little bit about what happened to you and how bad things got.
Yes, I'm still feeling a bit emotional after watching this video because I know all those people and their dreams. But I was 15 years old when I was forced to become an entrepreneur. It wasn't a choice for me. When I was at school, I never was taught entrepreneurship. And now entrepreneurship is a very prevalent word. But when I was younger, I'm showing my age a bit, it wasn't really. You were an entrepreneur if you couldn't get a job. Yeah. So back then, it never really crossed my mind. And then, unfortunately, my father died suddenly of a heart attack. And a few weeks later, I found myself homeless. And I tried to get a job. But at 15 years old, everybody knows you can't get a job either.
Sorry, Simon, you find yourself homeless because you had sort of a big falling... I mean, it was a traumatic, emotional time for all of your family.
Yes.
You had a bit of a falling out with your mum.
Yes.
So you left home.
Yes.
And which is why you suddenly found yourself homeless, trying to work out how to survive on the street.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I think I always caveat this with, I was homeless for 8 weeks. So I wasn't institutionally homeless. I think homeless has lots of different types of homelessness. I find myself basically living rough for about 8 weeks, and I stayed on friends' couches, and people were kind and took me in, and I stayed in some family friend houses, and I managed to get myself off the street. But basically, I tried to get a job to sustain myself, and I couldn't get one because you need a national insurance card to get a job, and you need an address to get a job. So I couldn't get a job. I tried begging on the street, and that was really, really awful, of course, as you'd expect. And I basically realised that I have to do something. I describe this moment, the entrepreneur muscle woke up in my brain. Everybody listening's got this muscle. It's just whether or not you've woken it up and or use it. So this entrepreneur muscle is what creates this sofa. You have an idea, you make it real. This sofa we're sitting on was in someone's head once, and they made it real. And so I suddenly walked past a big house, and they had a messy garden, and my brain said, this entrepreneur muscle got used for the first time, and I said, they've probably got money to pay me to take care of the garden, and I desperately need to earn some money. So I took all this courage, and I knocked on the front door, and the person who answered, I said, I'm Simon Squibb, I've got a gardening company. You know I didn't. Is it possible I could take care of your garden and you pay me? And they said, sure, how much? And I just made a number up. I said £200 a month. Luckily, I said per month, by the way. I teach about this in my book. You've got to think long-term, not a one-off fee. Yeah. I said per month, and they said yes.
Yeah, and they let you use the tools that you didn't have either.
Exactly.
To be able to do other people's gardens.
You've read the book, which is awesome. Thank you for doing
that. And then, of course, you hadn't worked out that there was a winter.
No, I didn't realise in England we had a winter, which I don't understand, because I had been alive 15 years at that point. So I don't know why, but yeah, the winter came. So then what happened?
Well,
I basically built it up. I employed some of the homeless folks that I built up friendships with, and they helped me with the gardens, because it turns out I'm also a bad gardener. I didn't know that until I started doing gardening. and I managed to build it up, and I had money coming in. I got myself a house, in a HMO, a shared room in a house, and I was free. I had a little business, and it was working. And then, the rain started coming, and then everyone said, "Oh, we're not going to do our gardens now, Simon." So my first big business lesson, which is basically you've got to think long term about your business, and the business had to stop, and I then had to get a job. But by that time, this entrepreneur muscle in my brain had woken up.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to help everyone do: wake up that entrepreneur muscle in their head, so they have more options in life.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I got from the book as well is to not fear failure either.
Right.
You just spoke about there, you built up this business, you almost did the impossible, coming from being homeless and 15 years old, no equipment, you did it, and then it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it's what you learn from those moments. And you actually talk about Jamie Oliver in here. And we've had Jamie on the show before.
I'm a big fan.
And he'd be the first person to sit there and go, you know what? I made mistakes, but I absolutely learnt from them.
Yeah, I think the thing is, what people don't realise is that fear is a superpower that we all have, and we're not leveraging it right. In the modern age, we think, I feel fear around something. Someone asked you to do something. Like I was asked to go do a TED Talk. Instantly, I felt fear. But I said yes.
Yeah.
Because fear is actually a superpower. It's like what it used to be is a lion's coming running towards you. You can run faster. You can think differently. So you need to feel fear to push through risk. Because it's not the harder you work, the luckier you get. It's the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So if you can build up your fear, then you can take more risk, and that means you're saying yes to more things, and then later in life you don't have any regrets because you tried to do everything you should have done.
So
you make it sound so easy.
Well, there's a lot of perseverance and relentless energy.
Yeah.
But you then created this huge business, Fluid, which then became a hugely successful business, and you've since, I think, over 19 other businesses that you have created and invested in. And one of the things that you're really passionate about now is helping people achieve their dreams.
Yes.
The clips that we showed was you just walking around, going up to people and asking people, what is your dream?
Yes.
I find it absolutely fascinating, the amount of people that you meet and you bump into and the range of dreams that people come up with. What have you been struck by with regards to meeting general public and introducing this as an idea on social media, Simon?
I think the thing is, what's really exciting is that you walk past some people you think have no dream. And so I walked past a guy, he was actually in the bins. I don't know what he was doing. You'd normally walk past this sort of person and be a bit scared. And I stopped and asked them their dream. And the dreams just blow me away. I mean, when you talk to people about their dreams, their eyes light up. Something changes in people when they talk about their dream. The problem is a lot of people don't think they're possible. They have what we call limiting belief systems. So they think, for example, starting a business is harder than working for someone else, which it's not true. It's not true. But people have these belief systems that they're so sure are true that they don't follow their dreams. And so, again, I tried to talk about this in the book, remove these limiting belief systems. But when people have a dream, that literally I can tell it's what they're meant to be doing, but people aren't necessarily anymore doing what they're meant to be doing. And I want to change that. I want to help people realise they can do anything.
And when you say you want to help, I mean, you bought a staircase.
Yes.
you put a Ring doorbell in
Yes.
there. And so anybody can go.
Yep.
They can talk to you about their dream and you help them make it happen.
So here's the beautiful thing. It started out, really, I just wanted to help the 15-year-old me.
Yeah.
And when I left school at 15, I realised I'd been in school 12 years and they hadn't taught me any of these things that were all teachable. You know, how money works, how sales work. Anyone can sell. Sales is how you get free. Teaching people that they can make an idea in their head and make it real. None of this was taught me at school. So my original idea 5 years ago when I started this was just to help the 15-year-old me. It was quite a selfish endeavour. But I needed to find out what people's dreams were so I could help that 15-year-old me. But I've noticed now that, you know, with the doorbell, what's happening is we put this doorbell up in Twickenham and we said, if you've got a dream and you can't find me, there's only so many places I can be at once, you can now go to this doorbell and press it and pitch it. But here's the beautiful thing. When we put the dream up online, it's no longer just me helping, it's the community online helping.
Right.
So people have put their dreams up online, they've got funding in the comments, they've got a client in the comments. We just recently, a lady called Emma Wills, she got 300,000 followers now supporting her. She wanted to be a clothing social media influencer. She was getting on a bus, I asked her, now she is. In 24 hours, we've helped become what she wants to become. It's still up to her, but I think it's the community side that really excites me now. And with the doorbell, Sir Richard Branson is now also...
Well, it's contagious, this energy that you have.
Yeah, now
Richard Branson.
He's such an icon for me. Yeah. When I was 15 years old, he was the only person I could reference. When I said I was an entrepreneur, people would say, you mean you can't get a job? And I'd be like, no, like Sir Richard Branson. And now he's working with us, and we've put a doorbell on the Virgin Hotel in Shoreditch.
Yes.
And from Friday at 9 a.m, you can go there and pitch to that doorbell, and myself and Richard will react react to your dreams, and we're both going to promote you on our social medias. So this thing's growing, you know, it's the community growing, helping people's dreams, not just me, which is the bit I'm really excited about.
I think the word that Kat used that's so relevant is it's so contagious.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Helping people sort of leads to helping people, and that community builds, and it becomes something that builds that momentum. It's really incredible.
Really true.
Yeah.
Simon, love it.
Thank you
Thank you so much.
And thank you for coming on the show today.
Pleasure.
There's an audio book as well, which is great that you read. Simon's book, What's Your Dream, is out tomorrow. It's just busting myths.
Honestly,
Get on
I'd
with
urge you
it.
to find
Do
Simon
it.
online as well and just watch some of the interactions that you have with those people. Because there was the woman that you've been talking to recently that's got her patties that are now she's done £30,000 worth of sales just from talking to you about the fact that she wanted to launch a patty business.
Oh, you should follow her too. I watch her videos every day. Her energy for doing what she loves. She's made vegan patties, for those that don't know, that basically are nutritious, tasty, and they make you healthy. For her, they made her healthy. So she wanted to make them for other people. But yeah, she's managed to get into 30 stores, and every single day she's on social media, dishing out her vegan patties, living her dream. It's just so inspiring. I get a lot of inspiration from the dreamers themselves.
Yeah.
I watch them go for it. They have a bit of luck. We all need a bit of luck. So you could argue getting on my channel is a bit of luck, but you have to leverage that luck. You know, and that's
you've got to make the luck work for you, haven't you?
Totally.
Simon, thank you.
Oh,
hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.